Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys to California. Before I begin, give all praise to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahushai. I pray the Most High blesses this lesson this evening, gives more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past, in order to understand events that are currently happening on the earth, so we get a much better understanding of the things that are soon to come on the earth. Brethren, we're really getting into some hidden prophecies. When you have the understanding that the Most High has given us and the mental clarity that the Holy Spirit has been providing for us, you're going to see these hidden prophecies jumping out of the Bible. This knowledge that we were going to get here at the end, when you get the correct context, then you're going to see how this matrix that we live in has been missing these prophecies, and these certain prophecies are so key to understanding where we are in prophecy right now and the fulfillment of prophecy. So let's get into this right now. First thing we're going to get into is the sealed portion, the final testament of Jesus Christ. And this right here is chapter 71. I'm going to start here around 16. And now John explaineth all of these things in the Revelation, that he hath given concerning the latter days and the end of the world. Yea, all of the holy prophets who have seen the last days have testified of the great wickedness that shall exist upon the whole earth in the latter days. And see, that is what is the vast majority of the world is concentrating on. The Gentiles, the heathens, as well as the Hebrews. They're concentrating on the wickedness that is pervasive in society. How things have never been worse than they are now. We've never seen the wickedness like we've seen it now. How it's just right there in your face. They're not even trying to hide it anymore. And these things were foretold, and people knew to look for these things in the last days. But here's part of the hidden prophecies. It says, and, for verse 17, and there hath not been any prophet who hath prophesied that righteousness shall increase in the latter days, and that those of the latter days are the most blessed of all the children of the Most High. But they have prophesied of the great wickedness that shall abound before the coming of the Lord, and the glory that the Father hath given unto him. Now see, this is huge, because the vast majority of the world, especially the Gentiles, the heathens, they concentrate on the folly that has, overtaken the earth. They're just talking about how horrible everything is. But they missed the fact that in the latter days, knowledge is going to increase. Righteousness shall increase in the latter days, and that those of the latter days are the most blessed of all the children of God. The ones that are most blessed of the Most High's children are here now. The ones that are the most blessed are the ones that are getting these downloads from the Most High, getting this instruction from the Most High. The ones that are the most blessed are the ones that are bringing the two sticks back together. The ones that the Most High is using to bring the two sticks back together. That is what has been missed from the prophecies by the Gentiles. They'll tell you all day about how horrible everything is right now. They have no problem talking about how horrible everything is right now, because, hey, it is. It's really bad right now. I said, but they're not talking about this knowledge that's increased. And the ones that are getting the knowledge are the ones that are the most blessed of the children of God. That's what they're not talking about. That's what they're not focusing on. You know, as you see all these horrible things happening day by day, the Most High's children are increasing in knowledge and understanding. Now, let's go ahead and read a little bit more. 18. And the prophets were forbidden that they should reveal these things in their visions, except it be through symbolism, so that only the righteous might receive their words and understand. So prophets were told not to share this information. They were forbidden to talk about the righteousness that is going to be growing, and that the most blessed children of the Most High were going to be here at this time. These are the prophecies that were forbidden. 19. Yea, these prophets also saw the miracles of science and technology that Satan shall introduce in the last days, being allowed by the Father to give these things unto the world, that he might have his final chance to prove his plan. Now, see, they're increasing in their knowledge and their science. Now, all of a sudden, what you hear all the time, believe the science, follow the science, because they've been given this understanding by Satan. But this is all part of the Father's plan. But we'll get on that in another video. But what I really wanted to talk about is that 17 and 18. And there hath not been any prophets who hath prophesied that righteousness shall increase in the latter days, and that those of the latter days are the most blessed of all the children of God. So you're seeing right now, like we talked about, the ones that are bringing the times of the Gentiles into fruition right now. The brothers who are working with the sealed portion, working with the second stick, working with the Book of Mormon, working with the books of Enoch, Jasher, Jubilees, these other books, the Testament of the 12, the Nag Hammadi, bringing all this information together. These are the ones that are the most blessed of the children of the Most High. Our family that is able to absorb this information, understand this information. You are also the most blessed of the children of the Most High. See, and that was forbidden to be talked about. As you look there in 18. And the prophets were forbidden that they should reveal these things in their visions, except to be through symbolism, so that only the righteous might receive their words and understand. Only the righteous are going to understand what's going on right now. They're the only ones that are going to realize that the bringing of the two sticks is prophecy, is bringing the end of the Gentile reign. That the Most High is returning the books and the knowledge and understanding back to his children. And that this is how we actually move back into righteousness. This is how righteousness increases. If we don't know how to be righteous, if we don't know how to follow the ways of the Most High, then we can't be producing these good fruits. And see, now when you go into books like Jacob 5, when you get this understanding about how these things were hidden, and they were not, symbolism, they can show you through symbolism, but they're not just going to just come out and just tell you. We'll look at Jacob 5 real fast, 64. Wherefore dig about them, and prune them, and dung them once more, for the last time, for the end draweth nigh. And if it be so that these last grafts shall grow, and bring forth the natural fruit, then shall ye prepare the way for them, that they may grow. That's right here. That's giving us that knowledge and understanding. That's giving us back the first and second stick. That's giving us the ability to bring this information together in order to bring it forth to the world. And the ones that are the most blessed of the Most High are the ones that are going to understand what is coming. They're going to be able to understand this information. It is going to resonate with their spirit. And 65. And as they begin to grow, ye shall clear away the branches which bring forth bitter fruit, according to the strength of the good and the size thereof. And ye shall not clear away the bad thereof all at once, lest the roots thereof should be too strong for the graft, and the graft thereof shall perish, and I lose the trees of my vineyard. For it grieveth me that I should lose the trees of my vineyard. Wherefore ye shall clear away the bad according as the good shall grow, that the root and the top may be equal in strength, until the good shall overcome the bad, and the bad be hewn down and cast into the fire, that they cumber not the ground in my vineyard. And thus will I sweep away the bad out of my vineyard. So sweeping away. But these are prophecies that have been hidden. Only through symbolism, were they shared. But only at the end would the Most High's children be able to understand what is going on and bring that information out. And the sheep will hear the Most High's voice. The sheep will hear the Father's voice, and they will be called. And they're being called right now. Let's go to Romans 11 again and 25, because these are very important. For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happened to Israel, until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. The fullness of the Gentiles has come in. Because that blindness that was covering our eyes has been taken away. The records were taken from the Gentiles and given back to his people. These records now so that we can actually get the full understanding of these prophecies. Only partial prophecies and information was given in the Bible. And the Most High used the devil against himself by being the one that says you can only use the Bible. All that you need is in the Bible. All this information is in the Bible. The Most High knew that wasn't true. But the Most High used the devil to keep people away from these other books and keep the people away from this information. So again, right here in the middle of 17. But they have prophesied of the great wickedness that shall abound before the coming of the Lord, and the glory that the Father hath given unto him. So you look at the videos that are on YouTube. You look at the Gentiles and the heathens trying to make videos talking about the end times. They're watching our videos. I know they're watching my videos, and then they're trying to repackage the information as if it was their own. But that's not going to work. When you can go back, 2 or 3 years and see this information already coming out by the Most High. You can't come in a week or two and start putting up videos and making it seem like it's your own information. You didn't see a lot of Gentiles going, hey, you know what? Let's put the Bible together with the Book of Mormon, and let's take the Book of Mormon and the Bible and look at the Book of Enoch, and let's look at all these. You didn't see that before. I've seen a couple of Gentiles trying to do that now, using Second Baruch, using these other books all of a sudden. Where was all this information before? Where was all this understanding before? We know that it's not given to them. So all they can do is imitate and copy. And they have to try to copy because they're now realizing who are the most blessed of the Most High's children. Not the ones that are making videos talking about the same things over and over and over again. The ones parroting the Gentiles' prophecies, talking about the mark of the beast and everything else and Antichrist and all that garbage. Because all they're doing is just parroting the lies of the Gentiles. We don't do that here. We are led by the Most High. Most High sends us the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit guides us and gives us knowledge, understanding, and brings information, unmatched truth. Because that is our source. Our source is the Most High. Our source is not man. Our source is not the Gentiles and the heathens breaking down our books. Those days are over. Now, let's take a look, because this was told to us that this was going to happen. 2nd Ezra 14. Now, when I was getting attacked about reading other books, I had asked many of the brethren in the Hebrew community. I said, if we're not supposed to read other books, then why don't you guys explain 2nd Ezra 14? The end of it there. Because that tells you there's going to be other books, other information that's going to be coming. And I never saw any takers. I never saw any videos trying to explain this away. But this goes along with what we just read right here in the sealed portion. 2 Ezra 14 and 44. In 40 days they wrote 204 books. And it came to pass, when the 40 days were filled, that the highest spake, saying, the first that thou hast written, publish openly, that the worthy and unworthy may read it. There you go. The worthy and unworthy are going to get this information, or it's going to be limited understanding. So that right now at the end, the people who are stuck with that one book that was given to everybody is just going to understand that, yes, things are getting horrible, things are getting bad, we're at the end, but they're going to be oblivious to the fact that the righteousness is going to be growing at this time, and that the most blessed of the Most High are going to be here at this time, growing, learning, and teaching. The most blessed of the Most High's children are here now. They're here now. And the Most High is blessing them with knowledge and understanding. And they're bringing the truth to the world, to all that will hear it. 46. But keep the 70 last, that thou mayest deliver them only to such as be wise among the people. For in them is the spring of understanding, the fountain of wisdom, and the stream of knowledge. So the Most High is going to pull out a select few from our nation. And they're going to be the ones, the wise ones among the people, who are going to, for in them is the spring of understanding, the fountain of wisdom, and a stream of knowledge. We don't choose this. The Most High has chosen us. You can't choose to, just like you want to go to a seminary school and you want to be a pastor. You can do that all day, because you can just go be taught the lies of Satan and go and push that, and he'll be fine. Okay? But to do this work, to do the work of the Most High, he has to choose you. So look at 18 again. And the prophets were forbidden that they should reveal these things in their visions, except it be through symbolism, so that only the righteous might receive their words and understand. So when you start to get this information, then it's like the Most High reminds you of all the things you've read before that confirm what you're seeing right here. So let's take another look here at some more information. We can jump into Sefer real fast. Right here, it's the book of Enoch. Okay? We're going to take a look here at verse 9. But in those days, blessed shall they be, to whom the word of wisdom is delivered, who point out and pursue the path of El Elyon, who walk in the way of righteousness, and who act not impiously with the impious. So these are the ones that are the most blessed, that are going to be present in the last days, who are going to be growing in wisdom and righteousness, who are going to be the ones that are doing the will of the Most High, who are going to be fulfilling the prophecies that have been hidden from the world. And as these ones grow in knowledge, understanding, and produce those good fruits, that's the trigger to getting rid of the ones who are producing the bad fruits. So as our people are now being led by the chosen of the Most High, that triggers the sweeping off and the destruction of the other nations. See, the churches teach you that the destruction is going to be triggered by the rapture. The destruction is going to be triggered by the millions of people just vanishing from the face of the earth. And then all of a sudden, when the Christians vanish, then the Antichrist is going to be able to raise up, because they can't raise up with these Christians here, because God's keeping the world somewhat safe because of the Christians that are here and that are present. But as soon as they get raptured away, that's when all hell is going to break loose. Yeah. No, that's not the trigger. The trigger are the righteous that have been given the two sticks, who then break away from the Gentile teachings. And then they're led by the Holy Spirit to teach their people and the Gentiles that have been chosen to cleave to the Most High and his people. That's the trigger, not the rapture. That hidden prophecy is the trigger to when the other Gentiles are going to be swept off the land. And it's not the rapture. So let's look at 10. They shall be saved. Woe to you who expand the crime of your neighbor, for in Sheol shall you be slain. And woe to you who lay the foundation of sin and deceit, and who are bitter on earth, for on it shall you be consumed. Woe to you who build your houses by the labor of others. So you guys have, the other nations have laid their foundation of sin, set up these fake churches that are serving the devil, but making people think that they're serving God. You laid a foundation of sin and lies and deceit, and who are bitter on the earth. Those are the ones that are bitter. They're the ones who have laid foundations of deceit. And that's why so many are going to be so upset at the end, because they thought that they were serving God, but they've been serving the devil the whole time. So again, 13. Woe to you who build your houses by the labor of others. Every part of, we're in chapter 97, 97, which is constructed with brick and with the stone of crime. I tell you that you shall not obtain peace. That's why this country has never had peace. Woe to you who despise the extent of the everlasting inheritance of your fathers, while your souls follow after idols. For to you there shall be no tranquility. Woe to them who commit iniquity and give aid to blasphemy. You ones who have been in these churches, who know that, this is not right, but you give aid to blasphemy because of the dainties in life that you have been able to enjoy. Who slay their neighbor until the day of the great judgment. For your glory shall fall. Malevolence, shall he put into your hearts, and the ruach of his wrath shall stir you up, that every one of you may perish by the sword. Then shall all the righteous and the holy remember your crimes. So as you can see, this is going hand in hand with the sealed portion. They get the understanding. They're the blessed ones, the ones that have the understanding and bringing forth righteousness, bringing forth truth. The ones who have been pushing the lies the whole time. It's about woe and destruction coming for them. Let's jump back into the Nag Hammadi scriptures as well. The perfect discourse right here. It says, when we read the bottom there, knowledge leads to learning. For this reason, such ignorant people are blasphemers. They are godless, impious. There are not many people who are different from this. So the vast majority of the world are ignorant and are blasphemers, okay? And godly people are few in number. That is why there is wickedness among the masses. Since learning about what is right is nowhere to be found among them. Knowledge of what is right is truly healing for the passions of material existence. And learning comes from knowledge. You see that right there? But the knowledge, that is why there is wickedness among the masses, since learning about what is right is nowhere to be found among them. You cannot learn the truth from the heathen or from the Gentile nations. It's not in them. They do the will of their father, the devil. This is why it's important for you to find the people who are chosen by the Most High and follow them and support them and cleave to them, because they're the only ones that the Most High is dealing with and giving this knowledge and understanding to, and helping the nation, the ones that are in this truth and working together. Let's continue. But if there is ignorance and no learning in the soul of a person, then incurable passions persist in that soul, and more evil comes with the passions, in the form of an incurable sore, and the sore gnaws at the soul, so that the soul produces worms from the evil sore, and it stinks. God does not cause these things, since God has sent knowledge and learning to people. You're seeing the difference. You're seeing the difference between the Gentiles and the heathens and the true people of the Most High. We've been sent to bring knowledge and understanding. They have been sent to cause strife and keep people from knowledge, understanding. So anytime you hear people, don't read that. We don't accept that. That's not our book. Those aren't our books. We don't accept those writings. Those are just going to lead you astray. Don't look at this. Don't look at that. Well, you know exactly who you're dealing with. People who don't want you to learn. So the revelation of Adam right here. The final vindication of the seed of Seth. Then the offspring who will receive his name and the water, and that of them all, will oppose the power, and a dark cloud will overshadow them. The people will cry out with a loud voice and say, "Blessed are the souls of those people, because they have known God with knowledge and truth, knowledge of truth. They will live forever and ever, because they have not been corrupted by their desires, as the angels have, and they have not accomplished the deeds of the powers. Rather, they have stood before him in knowledge of God, like light that has come from fire and blood. But we have done everything through the foolishness of the powers. We have boasted about the transgressions of all our deeds. We have cried out against the God of truth, because all of his work is eternal. Take pity on our spirits, for now we know our souls will surely die." At the end, when they understand that their fathers have inherited lies. And this just goes deeper into this. Then a voice came to them from Mikar, and Nisinium, something like that, who are over holy baptism and living water, saying, "Why were you crying out against the living God with lawless voices and unlawful tongues, and souls full of blood and foulness? You are filled with deeds far from truth, yet your ways are full of fun and laughter. You have defiled the water of life and have drawn it to the will of the powers, and to whose hands you have been given to serve them. Your thought is not like that of those people whom you persecute. Desire. Their fruit does not wither. Rather, they will be known up to the great eternal realms." God goes back to the Jacob and producing good fruits, the fruits that will not wither, the fruits that will not die. So you see how important it is to understand the prophecies that were hidden, to understand where we really are in prophecy, the timeline, the understanding. Don't be surprised if you hear some more videos from some more heathens talking about this subject, not pretty soon, talking about the things that are hidden as if they've come up with this information on their own. This just shows you that there's so much more than what we have been shown. And thank the Most High. Thank him for blessing us and being chosen to be here and to be used at this time, at this great time for our people. Thank the Most High. I thank him for choosing myself to be used to do his will. I thank him to be present to see the events that our ancestors, wanted to see, wanted to be present for, and how much of a blessing that is. I thank the Father for my brethren and how blessed we all are to be present at this time and to be used and to see the things that our brethren and our family longed for so long. The downfall of our enemies, the raising up of his people, and to be the key that gets them swept off the lands. So if this resonates with you, Jews and Gentiles alike, it's time for you to put down the lies and follow the Most High. Follow the ones that he's raised up to bring this knowledge and understanding. and lean on the Father and ask the Holy Spirit to come in and teach you and to guide you into the righteous ways and the righteous paths of the Most High. All praise is to the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.